Hello and welcome to Cyclocosm.com's How the Race Was Won. Today we tackle the season opening event formerly known as Het Volk, which, despite some reluctance to take up the new moniker, now goes by the decidedly less pronounceable Het Nieuwsblad. Regardless of the name, though, this race is a great introduction to one-day racing in Belgium, despite the occasional snowstorm. Het Nieuwsblad features many of the same terrifying road furnitures and steep cobbled climbs that feature in Tour of Flanders, just laid out in a significantly more humane order. In that great tradition of one-day racing, anywhere you can stick your front wheel is fair game, though you might want to make certain there aren't any people, or more importantly cars, before you hop that curb. You should be doubly careful because if you break something, neutral support won't always be there to help you out. Unless you can find a friendly teammate, you may just end up walking. Today's action began with 4 riders breaking away from the field. Despite the presence of 2 former Classics winners in the move, the peloton took a leisurely approach to pursuit, and the race was largely one of attrition as riders dropped to mechanicals, sloppy riding, a hard day's effort, and just plain being out of shape. Even with a technically illegal rail crossing by David Miller, the race didn't get underway until Tom Boonen blew the wheels off everyone at 51k to go. When Boonen puts in a move, it's almost always decisive, but this time it was too much too soon. He was too far from the finish line for a successful solo, and too strong for anyone to want to follow. Compounding the problem, Boonen seemed indecisive on whether to sit up or press his advantage, and as a result, spent 5 kilometers just dangling. When Heinrich Hausler began the first of many attacks 6k later, Boonen didn't answer the call. It might have been because of the massive target he'd just drawn on his own back, or because he felt he needed to save his matches, as both Omega Pharma and Rabobank had significant firepower in the lead group. The breakaway, now down to 3 riders, saw their lead shrink on the open, flat, crosswindy farmlands. A flyer by Jurgen Roelands finally made contact and seemed to be bringing the group across, but an untimely flat and inattentive neutral service took out Bram Tankink just as he tried to bridge the gap. Seeing his teammate drop from the move, Nick Noyens attacked, and Boonen was struck with the mechanical. Another quick-step rider caught up to sacrifice a wheel, but Boonen had a hard time getting going again and didn't get a whole lot of help once he got up to speed. Meanwhile, Gilbert and Juan Antonio Flecha bridged up to the leaders, making for a group of 6 at the front. The poor neutral service continued as Noyens flatted and had to pedal on for nearly a kilometer before a teammate caught up to give him a change. That left 5 riders alone in the lead, 2 of them, Roelands and Philippe Gilbert, from Omega pharma-lotto. The inevitable Gilbert attack came on the pavé at 19k to go, and Flecha marked it immediately before countering hard. Gilbert, badly outclassed in the cobbles, saw the gap open, and at 17k to go, the time trial was on. Flecha piled on 30 seconds over the cobbles, and despite 3 men working in concert behind him, he held and extended the gap as he closed in on the line. The pack, now driven by Cervelo Test Team, swallowed the chasers, but the pursuit was not quick enough for Hausler, who broke free on his own. But it was all deck chairs on the Titanic, as Flecha took the day with his trademark arrow salute, leaving his teammate Edvald Bosenhagen to sprint from way too far out and place Hausler and Tyler Farrar on the lower steps of the podium. At this year's Het Nieuwsblad, nearly every favorite suffered a mishap of some sort. In the post-race interview, Flecha revealed that he had punctured just after Boonen's attack, but gotten a wheel from Matty Heyman so quickly that the TV cameras weren't able to catch it. While Flecha made the difference on the cobbles, it was spot-on team support that gave him the chance. I'm Cosmo Catalano, and that's how the race was won.